Okay, cool. So let's say, for example, I am Deluxi and my model is coming along. I'm pretty happy with that. Um, let's see, we've got our level 1 point cloud. Paid a bit of attention to getting inside the walls, and I've pretty much done most of my area actually now. So now I actually want to start coordinating with my neighbors as well. See if, because we want to be able to create a model that's in unison, and we want to avoid clashes where we can and double handling of areas. So it's actually exactly like linking in another point cloud. And what we'll do is we'll go to the Manage tab, the Manage Links, and I've actually already loaded these in. Let's just say I've rigged this tutorial, guys. I know, I'm a fraud. But what you can do is you'll go get the models. I have all of them, but for you guys, you can always refer to the weekly file share and look for them. So I know, having referred back to here in the area assignments chat in level 1, if I look at this document, you guys will probably already have this one, but I did just update it with apparently I didn't update it. But say I'm Deluxi here, and I can see my neighbors are. I've got Carly, I've got Connor, and I've got G here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for their files in the file share. Yep, there's one of them. Oh, I can actually see that she had a more recent one now that I've downloaded that. And Carly's one is also in here somewhere. Cool, I'm going to download those, put them in whichever folder is convenient for me that I can link back into Revit. And for me, that's just been this folder. So what I'm going to do is, there we go. This is why I did stress the importance of naming conventions. Yeah, no, that's fair enough, Carly. It should be recording now. Yeah, so this is why the naming conventions are important as well. I know just like 2 initials might be a bit ambiguous, so feel free to put like first name and last name format as well. But yeah, we want to know whose model is whose, so we can link them in. But yeah, I'm going to link in Carly's model. First off, we're going to make sure that's on shared coordinates, so it's going to pop into the right space, just like how we did with the point clouds. Cool. Do that. Open that. And we should start to see another model appearing. Go back and turn off that point cloud. Actually, let's have a little zoom around, make sure it's in the right space. Yep, there we go. So here we can see where Carly's done her work. Turn off the point cloud again. So what we've got, see, we've got Deluxi's model here as a separate model and Carly's model here. And actually, what we can see is they've both gone for modeling the same wall. So this is what I mean by coordination, and this is where it's going to help at linking your neighbors' models in, and we can actually start talking to each other and modeling that as well. So I'd say at this point now it's up to Deluxi and Carly to start talking and say like, okay, well, if you do this wall, I can do this wall, and I can actually draw it connecting up to your wall as well. But let's see what happens if we put G and Connor's models in. Yeah, sure. I'll just put this one through. Um, did I have Connor's model? I don't think I have Connor's model. Shared coordinates? No. Okay. So yeah, as I'm really gonna chase people up next week for putting their models in the file share as well, because this is going to be really important going ahead. Cool. So we can start to see pieces of the model start to come together, and actually having that in this space now, like so in this instance, I'm just pretending to have Deluxi's model. This is just linked into like a base file at the moment. But if I actually had this model, I could be now lining this wall up to this floor plate, and it would match perfectly. So that's, yeah, and this is why you really only need your neighbors' models. You're not going to need someone else's model in the other portion of the building, but like then Carly, for example, would need that other entrance foyer, and you'll start to get this chain of all these models, but it will still come across as like a coordinated thing. I think even you'll need the person above you as well to align those wall heights. Um, yeah, but if we start doing this, we'll get more coordinated, and yeah, no, I think that'll really help us on our way and start developing our models. Uh, we won't be double handling anything either, which is nice. Mm. Yeah, so actually maybe that's something to focus on a bit more is actually start getting that coordination down and like focus on the areas that are like brushing up against other people's areas, because you don't want to draw overlapping walls like what we can see here. So we've got the models intersecting. So these are big things that you want to resolve before you start getting into, say, for example, your windows and doors, because that'll be a time sink in its own right. But we want to make sure we're consistent across these areas and how they join. There's just the one of the facets of doing a federated model is you're not exactly seeing the other person's work unless you link it in like this, and you're not able to just edit it on the fly either. Um, yeah, let's see who's actually above Deluxi. Um, we want to go to area assignments. This is where I've posted an updated version of it. Also, I thought. The only change was that I had Peter and like Wian, who are the same person, so I just reassigned. Um, was it Zara or Danielle I reassigned to the front section of the building? Do you recall? I think it was Zara, wasn't it? Yeah, and it's just Danielle in the basement. Um, okay, here we go. We haven't got a model here. Let's see who I do have. Yeah, I've got one of Zubair's models. Yep. Okay, this might demonstrate one of the issues I have with linking in models is see how doing that has loaded in the point cloud? That's because his project file that he sent me has the point cloud linked in, but because it has that established file path that's based on my computer's file path and I have all the point clouds on mine, it's going through and actually like trying to like render all the point clouds now. So this probably won't be the case for most of you because you either don't have most of the point clouds or you only have 2 or 3 max. And even if you did, like the file paths are probably still based on my computer, so you guys probably won't have this issue. But it is good if you're going to download people's models, you can go in and open their project file and remove the links. So you're not actually like editing their version, but you're editing the copy that you have when you link it in. And that's up to you guys. I can download the bulk of everyone's project files and remove those links and then upload that as like a single folder and say like, this is everyone's work from what is next Thursday? From Thursday the 8th of October. How's it? Can you guys hear me? Guys? Oh, nice, yeah. I've learned a trick to cut out, I can like pause the recording when I cut out like this, so at least there's not like a really awkwardly long bit when I'm just like talking to myself. Okay, cool. I am sharing again if you guys want to get on that. Seeing lots of windows, we like that. Looking pretty good. Although what I'm seeing there is that there's not actually a frame to that window. You've just got the mullions inside. But that's details. Yeah, no, that'll be good. If you can coordinate that kind of stuff. Hmm. But I'd say coordination is the first priority. I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to, when I federate the next set of files coming in next Thursday, I'd like to see some of those collisions being resolved between people. So that really comes down to you guys getting your neighbors' models in and communicating with each other. I'm wondering, so you guys most likely won't have that issue, but let me show you what I would do if I needed to get rid of the point clouds in someone else's model. So I can see that's come through. Even though I personally have on my end, like in my model, these point clouds are turned off. If I was going to turn these on now, I would get a double up of point clouds, and that would be just wreaking havoc on my memory and CPU. So what I'll do there, okay, and I'll go into where I've put these. So that was Bear's model. Yeah, no, so actually, yeah, I guess I'd like for you guys to tell me if do you want me to issue out like the bulk of the project files, or because it might not be an issue for most of you, comfortable to go through this process? So it's just like this again. Yeah, see the issue is you can see these ones, which are loaded in, but not being used by Zubair, are still following my file path. So this might be an issue for me, but if you guys have used the same file path structure as each other, then you are going to be having this issue. So it's simple, just go through and remove them from the, wait, did I do that? Um, Sometimes you have to hit OK, otherwise you didn't actually do anything. There you go. Lesson learned. Don't do this to me, Xian. Don't do this to me. Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh, you're right. Okay, no, thank you. I guess I needed that. Okay, now we're just gonna like quadruple check for posterity's sake. Okay, I think we're good this time. And I'm gonna save this for my local copy. I'm gonna actually do save as because this allows me to get the option and like not make a million backups. Cool. So, yep, had that, override that copy. And I could have actually done this with it still loaded into my other project, into the federated project. And now if I saved it, it would have updated my file that this project is linking to, and then it would have made the changes in here. So let's go. Add to Bears model back in by shared coordinates. Always make sure you've got that, otherwise it's gonna go not where you want it to. Cool. And there it is, no point clouds attached. Marvelous. But I still have my point clouds that I want in here. Yeah, so we will be getting the drone model coming through, and what that's going to do is just going to complete the rest of these roof areas. I think what we'll do with that is still model inside our scope area, but maybe if you're getting on pretty well with your model and showing that you're a bit of a whiz in Revit, we'll throw a bit of a roof modeling challenge at you as well. But I think at this point this will be elective, and we want to get our areas kind of out of the gate first. Yeah, no, Malcolm was really pleasantly surprised by how cool this project is. I don't think he was saying he's never seen anything like this in the educational space. Where I mean, because at the end of the day, this is like a point cloud like this is a pretty valuable asset. You can quantify it by the charge out it would take for people to go and scan it, your technicians, and then your surveyors who are actually gonna unify the point cloud at the end and process it. So it's pretty cool to have an asset like this to play around with. And now, yeah, no, there's good money in BIM if you have some startup capital. That's my advice. provided provided that's if you own the company. Yeah, sure. Let's link all the models in. Yeah. Okay, I'll just go through and do remove the point clouds as well. And we're going to get it right on the first time because we're legit like that now. Oh yeah, okay, I think this is where it went wrong, is see if you go save as, you have the option to save it as a template. Do not do this. Always project. Revit, always trying to sneak in an extra backup. Okay, yep. Yeah, no, I've like exclusively started working on D drive with this stuff. Okay, where was I going with this? Yep, no, we're gonna link it back in, close this project. And we're gonna link in a new Revit file and Satya Prem's model. okay, interesting. We have different coordinate systems apparently. That's um, that's an interesting issue. We'll have to see if we can resolve that. Yeah, yeah, no, that's fair. Let's see if you just on this model. Right. Yeah, no, I think we can recover the work easily enough, but what we'll have to do is get you in a project file that's properly geo-referenced. Yeah. So that's just the issue there is you and you'll be able to you'll be able to position your model in the right space. Um, there'll be a lot of kind of playing around with it and nudging it into the right position. But I think you should be able to recover that work. But yeah, no, it's looking good, man. Let's see if we can. Yeah, I'm liking these windows. This is. Oh, you're gone. Sorry. So if I'm thinking right, it's like up in this area, isn't it? Level two. Okay. So what we're looking at on this face here is this set of windows and finishes in that fire escape door there. But yeah, you've got those lecture theaters. Yep. Yep. Good call. Okay. What? Oh, okay. No, I see. Yeah, sure. Oh, dude, this is let's I'll load in a point cloud. Yeah, we want. Yeah, so you've really modeled inside those like negative spaces in there. Um, let's say, oh, you're working with your sections as well, which is brilliant. Um, and that's really how you're going to be able to get inside that cat. Oh my gosh, you've done the profile as well, mate. You're unstoppable. Yeah. So like I mean I'd say even catching that profile is maybe a little bit overboard for LOD 200, but no, honestly I can't fault that. I can't fault this. This is great. Um, if anything, you can see here, it feels like it's a bit low in this cut. Wow, I'm not dropping out, am I? Okay, cool. I got a bit nervous there for a second. Um, yep. I want to catch one in the other plane now, because maybe if you look at it from both angles, yeah, you might see it is a bit higher at this end than, oh no, it just looks like in general that needs to be like pushed up a little bit. Yeah, so I would use this view to just like push this up a little bit and into and inside the profile of that. Yeah. Um, and then that will inform you about like, okay, what makes structural sense, like the the ceiling's gonna sit on top of that beam as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's an as built. It's wonky. Yeah. Just take that average line across and what makes structural sense. And like yeah. There is a like a hierarchy. Okay. Yeah, no, I would touch just with these beams and ceiling is that there is a hierarchy of information as well. Um, I'd say that getting these beams in the right position, yeah, takes like more paramount importance than maybe just getting like the little fiddly bits of the ceiling right. Um, so think about like which elements are more permanent than others, and that's kind of like an intuitive way of deciding what's higher in the hierarchy and what deserves to kind of be more accurate if there is even like a compromise in the first place. Yeah. So what was that about the hallway? We'll go check out this section. Oh, sorry. So I think what I'd actually do as well is I would put that cut inside there. And now I'm actually, yeah, looking inside. Oh, sorry. Um, what I'll do is I'll take this section and actually bring that field of vision all the way in. And so if you imagine this is like your depth of field, see, I'll be able to see like that face with it this far out, but I won't see it with this. And now I'll actually get like a really clean section of that beam. So I'm only seeing the bottom face of that point cloud, and that's going to help me position it vertically. Yeah, just working with lines. Yeah, that's a good general rule of thumb for sections, is just really dial in that field of vision or that sorry, depth of vision. Um, and then you can like more strategically place your sections. But yeah, just see in this one. We'll do that. We'll dial this back in as well. That's going to allow us to just focus on this window frame here. What are we looking at with the hallway? Was there a longitudinal section? Yeah, I typically just tend to work with two sections, but that's just really discretionary, up to you guys. I just drag them along anytime I move to a new area. But yeah, yeah, there's like these recesses. Yeah, I'll check out this section. Talking about, are these like old windows? Yeah. Interestingly, we're seeing like both sides of the point cloud there. So um, let's try it. Sometimes you need to just get into 3D to see what's up. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, yeah, we've gotten a bit better at recording now. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I really encourage anyone who's doing some modeling as well. Like, I mean, I'm going to try be on Discord most evenings anyway, so we can just like chat over stuff. And I'd really like you guys to like share screen, what you're doing, and come to me about like your modeling issues as well, because we really want to resolve those little things now, especially setup stuff. Because if that's stopping you from actually getting into the busy work of modeling, it's a bit of an issue. Yeah. All right. See ya. Okay. So does everyone think they're feeling pretty comfortable with linking in their neighbors' models? Um, Now we have a bit more of an incentive as well to chase people up about not having delivered their models. Um, but at least by next Thursday, say it's pretty hardline compulsory to get those models in. Um, so if we haven't done it by then, or if still having trouble with that setup, come to me now, like email me, send me a DM in Discord, and we can resolve those issues like anytime over the weekend, or we can like figure out a time to talk about those over a one-on-one session. But yeah, no, I right, yeah. So that's one issue that we'll have to go over. Um, yeah, you'll just need that base project file. That's still up in the Discord if you want to grab a copy of that and see how you get on with yeah, bringing your model into that. Um, I think if you just copy the elements, you might have some issues with um, levels and such. But we'll see about that. Yep. So I believe it's all the way at the top of the weekly file. Oh, sorry, that's family file share. Should, um, it'll be yeah. No. I'll post a new one in the weekly file share. Just because I have that on hand pretty easily. Um, yeah. No. So we can I can sort that out with you tonight actually. Um, yeah. No. We'll get you on the right track, man. Um, Yeah, but like I mean that's pretty much all I wanted to cover today. Getting those neighbors models in, get that coordination going. Um, refer to those maps that I've just posted in the area assignments. That's the important one. That'll tell you who your neighbors are. Um, and if you don't, um, and also you want to go back in this weekly file share to get them. Um, I do want to be a little bit precious about chatter in this chat as well, just because I just want to keep it like as like a bunch of files, really. If we're kind of diluting it with a lot of chat, it's just going to be just slightly harder to find those files. Um, so yeah, try here, like you can see we've had a couple of versions of the same file. Um, as we can try to keep that to a bit of a minimum, that would be great. Yeah, but yeah, please, anyone else who wants a bit of a hand with anything tonight, um, yeah, send me a DM. I'm gonna go have some dinner, but after that, I'd be keen to hash some things out for your models. Yep. So you guys should start doing that from now, really. Yeah, just to coordinate your modeling, but I personally won't need that. I'll actually go through and like delete those links because I'll be getting everyone else's models through my own links. So yeah, but that's fine. Just send me through your models as they are, and I'll go do that work in the background. Yeah, yeah. So just drop it in the same place in this weekly file share. Um, next Thursday or earlier as well. Um, yeah, yeah, just keep working on that same model. Um, yeah, but yeah, definitely get those your neighbors models in and start hashing out those clashing issues where you're clipping each other or have drawn the same walls. Um, yeah, no, and when I start bringing them together, they'll start joining together really nicely. Yeah, and that is, I guess my part of that is there's like an industry lesson in there where this is what's going to happen between different consultants models, especially when it comes to services modeling. You're going to have people's air ducts colliding with the hydraulic piping, the fire, water, And so you're constantly communicating with these other officers who are working on these models. And you actually need a BIM consultant who's going to like moderate that and be an arbitrator for those collisions. Um, that's also again where the hierarchy question comes in as well, is okay, it's going to be easier in this instance for the plumbing guys to just um, recircuit their piping, or like the electricity is pretty easy to do. So they're lower on the hierarchy, whereas if it's the drainage guys, they actually need to maintain their slope throughout the building, because otherwise the drainage is not going to work. You can't really do like a little U-dip underneath an air pipe, an air duct, because otherwise you're going to create a backlog of whatever you're trying to drain as well. Yeah, sorry, just rambling on there. Yeah, but no, so far pretty happy with your guys' progress, but I think it's time we start pumping the gas a little bit, because we've realistically only got 2 or 3 weeks to smash this out before we start thinking about um, putting something together for Asylum, or like later on in December when we want to start exhibiting this stuff. And I know you guys will have studio and stuff coming up as well. Um, yeah, how do you guys feel about your other work at this point in the semester? Okay, yeah, nothing. Yeah, no, it's always a big one, eh? Um, but yeah, no, we'll see as the model comes together and we get that other point cloud. Hopefully in the next week or something, we'll start seeing where the holes are, um, like the roof, for example. And maybe actually, if some of you guys don't mind, we'll start assigning some like some bonus areas to you guys. I did the air quotes for bonus. But yeah, we'll see what that looks like when we get closer to the date. But yeah, no, I think that's it from me. Um, I'll take a little break, but I'll be on, let's say from like 6:30 if anyone wants to like just go through individual issues on their models. Yeah, sure. So you want to do 6:30? Dope. Yeah, no, I made it last night. I've got leftovers, so yeah. Yeah, just in the space. We can go into one of the other chat rooms, like the upper crit space and 2075. I hope you guys get that reference, because you guys were still in building one for like a year. Okay, great. Okay, cool. Well, I'll leave you guys there. Thanks for attending. Yeah, bye. I'll work on the video in the meantime as well. All right, bye.